Motherfucker moved to Sarasota.
Well, the fucking
What's up,
bastard.
bitch?
The bastard. Oh, let's see. What is... No. Let's change this view. Go to something. Immersive view. Oh, what is this? No, I don't
I
want
like
that.
this badge too. It matches my outfit. Like I could just like wear this in public, and people would be like, "Oh wow, look at that little brooch she's wearing. It matches her shirt."
It's like,
I'll need to get a backing for this one though.
yeah, it was. You know, I printed that one a little bit too large to wear because I meant for it to be like kind of a to be placed in like a box to like be displayed type of thing. That was my thinking of it.
No, that would look really good in a shadow box, like a little tiny shadow box.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, that would be, that's even better. I love it when nerds come together, figure shit out.
Oh, you know, let's mess around for a little bit in here, because for anybody that's gonna be watching on YouTube, things gonna get a little bit weird for a second.
They're gonna get weird, huh?
Things gonna get a little bit weird.
Why are they getting weird? I mean, I know your level of weird doesn't freak me out, but I mean, like, why is it weird? Are you getting weirder
Well,
than weird? Is this like weird, or just like weird, or just weird?
Well, just weird. I mean, just because. All right, I'm arranging everything around. You know, so we aren't just like kind of little specks like that.
Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah, we don't want that.
Right? So
My music doesn't need to be seen. It just needs to be.
it just needs to be heard.
Right.
Yeah. So, wait.
I just want to set a little bit of, atmosphere here because today is a special episode. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
Today is special.
Oh,
It's a
wait.
special weekend, a special month, a special episode. My mom would say I'm special. So would my mental therapist.
We're all special.
So special.
There's a
Why
special.
isn't that special?
Well, isn't
Says
that
the church lady.
special?
Special.
Well, isn't that special?
Okay.
What the hell? There we go. All right.
Why are we so small? We're so small.
We're about to get gigantic in a second.
Oh, okay. That's what she said.
Giggity.
Or he said.
Giggity.
That's what he promised anyway. They never follow through though.
That's what. That's a micro promise.
Ah. Lucky dude.
Bloody hell. Let's see.
Watching things like change shape. We've talked about Transformers before. Now we got real live transforming going on here.
So we're
The
transforming
rules.
right now.
Nerdquisition.
Because you know why? We can. That's why. And we're
The only person nerdier on this show than me is the actual person whose screen name is Nerd.
Over there.
I'm so
And
far
we're
out of the
all
tech loop, though. Like, oh my God. I used to manage a data center, and like, I'm watching you in awe right now.
so we're all in pixelated
Holy.
and stuff. That's, you know what? Is there? Hmm. Oh fuck! I'm saying if there, if there was a way to to resize the sharing thing, but it is not working out the way I wanted to. So we are
Hold on a
are
second.
are fuzzy and pixelated as shit.
Yeah, I see that. Let me see if I can change something here because I have layout options myself.
You know, let me. What are we doing? Come on, let me find it right there. All right, let's go back. Back to that. Back to that. Here. Oh, bloody hell.
No.
Oh, fuck. I didn't want to do that. Fucking hell, I don't want to do that. There we go. Shit.
I'm clicking things. Like, I should stop clicking things.
So you were clicking the things.
If it doesn't work, we can figure it out later. We could do like a test run on off week. We can't go too long before we get the show started. Music is not as important, but because we're like all over the place. I'm gonna stop
Right.
sharing. And let's just go back to normal. I don't know if you have to cancel something and just reboot or what have you. Cute dog with glasses on, though.
Oh, no. I was checking this thing out real quick. Oh. Your part, your bees. Well. Oh, bloody hell. You know, we're gonna figure something out. We're gonna get something. We're gonna do. We're gonna do something. I'm gonna do something. We're gonna do something. We're gonna figure something out real quick. Let's try this. Oh, Jesus. Can you hear any of that?
I can hear you.
No? Alright. Well, screw it. Let's just get the show on the road. We'll figure it out later. Because we got some heat.
Normal looking broadcast.
We got some Helios
Broadcast here from Boston.
from Boston. Where you park your car.
Park your car. I already took a walk to the Packy. The car's been parked since yesterday.
You went down to the park. You had a few beers. You had a few beers. Were you there parking your car? Oh my goodness. So, Helios finally got the official release of it.
That's correct.
It
This
was
is a special episode of the Rules of Nerdquisition with Gilbert and myself, Gretchen. It is Father's Day weekend, so happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. And those of us that are celebrating without, some of us whose fathers have passed, some of us whose fathers we left behind to move on to greener pastures. And it's also Pride Month. Took a little trip down to Boston yesterday for the Pride/No Kings protest, which was very peaceful, very energetic. Had a great time with friends, TikTok friends, and all that fun stuff. But today we're doing something special. We are not talking about Star Trek today.
no, we are not.
We're not at all. Now, it won't be the only subject we talk about. Although I did in my research find out that there's some connection here, which is awesome. Today we're talking about Helios. And for those of us that don't follow us regularly or aren't in the know, Helios is an audio drama that was written and produced by a friend of Gilbert and I's, Steve Warneck. He's the writer and executive producer. It is a post-apocalyptic audio drama. We were granted some early access during an interview we had with Steve, and also with Tom McLaren, who's one of the voice talent in this amazing show. And I have, despite having heard it already in pre-production, purchased the full version on Audiobrary, AUDIOBRARY.com. For $8, you can get the full production, listen to it on your phone while you're washing dishes, mowing the lawn, whatever. And I listened to it 3 times, the post-production 3 times. I cry every time, even though I knew after the first time what was going to happen.
Yeah, I've only listened twice so far, but
we're going to do our best to give you a spoiler-free review, because we really encourage you to go and...
We definitely want you to listen to it, because it is...
Buy and listen.
Buy it and listen, because it is absolutely worth it. And again, like Gretchen mentioned, it did feature voice talents of Tom McLaren, but also it features voice talents from Dominic Keating from Starship Enterprise. He played Lieutenant Malcolm Reed. Anthony Montgomery, who again was on Enterprise and played Ensign Travis Mayweather, and Connor Turnier, who played Commander Charles Trip Tucker III.
Tucker? Call him Trip Tucker down here in Boston.
So, Trip Tucker.
And I'm doing the one thing that most native Bostonians hate. I'm doing a very poor Boston accent. Very forced, very fake. So I apologize to my newest neighbors. But I have my captain's log here as usual. And where for most shows, when we're reviewing an episode of Star Trek, I do page of quick notes. I have, oh my God, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 pages of notes for Helios. Spoiler-free notes, by the way. I am not an audiobook fan. I like to either watch my entertainment, or I like to read it, like hold a book in my hand and read it. This has changed my perspective.
So I kind of just in the same boat. I don't really dig the audio dramas or your audiobooks like that. I would definitely much prefer to either watch or read them. You know, but it was this one audio drama on Spotify that was produced by Bruce Timm, from Batman the Animated Series that featured Winston Duke as Bruce Wayne, and so that kind of opened me up, opened my perspective a little bit on audio dramas, and then Steve Warnock comes into our lives and drops Helios into our lives, and it has not been the same since. Quite on, it is again a post-apocalyptic sci-fi drama that, quite honestly, once you start, so the only thing you'll be mad about is when it ends.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. And I know that normally what I would do in an episode when we're reviewing Star Trek, I will share some people who have passed, and my kill to death ratio, so to speak. We do it usually in good fun because when we're talking about Star Trek, a show that was 60 years old now at this point, some of the oldest remaining cast members are well into their 80s and 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to, in honor of the cast and crew of Helios, make a quick shout out because we're going to mostly talk about Helios today, but we are going to, in the second segment, whenever that starts, we're gonna discuss Spaceballs a little bit. That's kind of a new thing,
Yeah.
but two people involved in this production that have sadly passed away. I wanted to mention. First of all, was Christopher Penfold. He was the script editor for this show. He is of Lost in Space fame, the original Lost in Space, um, like Tom McLaren. Very involved
Mm-hmm.
in Lost in Space, especially having a cameo or a role in the
And
Netflix
then, yeah.
remake. Christopher Penfold passed away on July 29th, 2024, and also Glenn Campbell, who was the director of this particular project. Um, hit some of I won't list all his credentials, but he was responsible for the visual effects in the original Spaceballs, and he passed away sadly on November 16th of 2024. They do mention both of these individuals, these two gentlemen, in the closing credits of Helios, and I just wanted to do them further honor by mentioning them here, um, because their contributions to this were incredible. The direction was amazing. The script was amazing, and you cannot have. I know there are great writers out there, but you cannot have a great writer is only his greatness is only defined by his editor.
Yeah,
Right? And
kind
I'm a
of
big fan. I,
kind of
I
goes
don't know
hand
who
in
first
hand.
penned. I don't know who first penned the quote, but I'm a big fan of the write drunk, edit sober quote. I know that
Yeah.
Mark Twain or Samuel Clemens, who's one of my favorite authors of all time, classic authors, he was notorious for locking himself in his study, smoking cigars, drinking, and
Mhm.
pumping out books. And we have some of the best literature in history because of that man, especially given his time period in which he wrote. So, again, Glenn Campbell, Christopher Penfold, thank you. Rest in peace. We will push this as hard
Mhm.
as we can because
Oh, it's so good. It is such an amazing story, and again, we're gonna try to do our best to give a spoiler-free review of it because, we
we can do our
want
best.
you we want you to listen to it, you
Please
know,
listen to it.
but it is, oh, oh, it is so good, you know. So throughout the story, you find out, about the lead character, which is Jessica.
Jessica Flood. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Finding out more about, how the world became the apocalyptic, you know, hellscape it is. What life out there is like, now. Where's, where's her family at? And So throughout all this, we're figuring out bits and pieces of, what happened, the what's going on, what society is like, and is it just in the United States or is it all over the world? We're still figuring that out. We don't know. And so everybody is just out there, just survival. That's just it. Survival.
Yeah, and for the record, it's episodic also. There's 7 chapters, I think.
Yes.
And they're all like 15, 20 minutes apiece. Like, you don't have to listen to the whole thing at once. If you're a nerd like we are, you're not going to stop after 1 or 2 chapters.
No.
You're going to finish it. Like, there's a little convenience store down the street from me, and I'd already listened to it twice, and I had my headphones on, and I walked down there to get like a Slim Jim and a Mountain Dew. And I was listening to it the whole time as I went, because I could have just come back and put my headphones back.
Right,
No, just.
But it's like, there's a reason why there's an app on our phones, and we have the headphones to speak for our phones.
Again, Audiobrary. It's an app
Audiobrary.
you can download on both Android and iPhone.
It is
Apple Store, whatever.
It's in the Apple. It's in the Apple Store, in the App Store, and also in the Google Play Store. Let me see. I'm gonna try to see. I can put a link in the chat.
Yeah.
So everybody will be able, to kind of check it out. Because it is worth a listen. And again,
throw that out.
Amazing.
That's the production website there. RogueMoonProductions.com.
RogueMoonProductions.com. Where we at? Here we go. We're gonna do this. We're gonna get some things to going. We are
stuff.
Thanks. We're working.
We're gonna pull our inner Rick Grimes here. I got stuff.
We got stuff.
Thanks.
We got things.
Neither of us, neither Gilbert nor I, have hallucinations of dead wives reappearing to us, though. So, props to that.
So
glad for that.
There's that. So, we're good to go on that.
One thing I wanted to talk about first when it comes to Helios, and I'm really interested in your opinion here, Gilbert, is when you and I got first access, it was raw.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
There was no post-production stuff. It was just basically dialogue.
Yeah, dialogue, some sound effects, but just straight up dialogue. Yeah.
Now we've got full score, sound effects. I mean, like.
And
again,
so now,
mostly spoiler free, but this is post-apocalyptic. I mean, the story literally starts with the sound of children playing, and then air raid
explosion
sirens going off.
Air raid sirens and
screaming, cars crashing,
and just explosions. So I mean, again, a post-apocalyptic. So I mean, that's how it opens up.
Maybe an overused trope these days, but
the way
this is about a human connection.
Yeah.
This story. It's not about what happened or why it happened.
But this is more focusing, again, like just how you said, more on the people connection, on Jessica and her family,
Tony.
trying to find her family, and Tony, just reaching out to anyone because, he's thinking that, he's basically almost the last person, left alive. So he's reaching out to anybody. Jess is trying to survive, and there's just lawlessness, dogs and cats.
Living
Laws of cats living together, mass hysteria. I mean, it's You know what I
An
mean?
interesting story here, and I'll get to this in a minute. I mean, first I just want to say Cindy, Cindy, Cindy. Wow.
Amazing. I
Wow.
love everything, everything, everything. Said, ma'am, ma'am, ma'am. You are absolutely amazing.
And in my emails to Steve and the few cast members and stuff I had, I mentioned that I very much connect with the emotions, not in the same ways, but in the same
Mm-hmm.
emotions that Jess is going through. And in some ways, if I get sappy here, I'm sorry. Gilbert is my Tony. He's my voice in the void. And there's very little dialogue. I mean, throughout this audio drama. I mean, the two of you carry it the most, Cindy and Anthony Montgomery.
So, yeah,
I mean, you're the two
but
main people in this show.
yeah, I mean, of course, you'll get flashbacks of Jess, talking with her husband, played by Tom McLaren.
Tom McLaren, yep.
Talking with her daughter. All
Emily,
and
played by Tori Griffith.
yeah, played by Tori Griffith. Yep. Um, and just like interactions with Tony and his friends. Played by Connor Trenier, Dominic Keating. So yeah, there are other background people there, but the two main are just Tony and Jessica and their connection.
Yeah, and where I was kind of going with
Mhm.
that, what it reminds me of is it made me actually think of you, Gilbert, because I know that you and I have talked our favorite non like Star Wars, Star Trek, sci-fis
Mm-hmm.
are the same two movies, just in different order. We both love
Right.
we both love Contact and Interstellar. For me, Interstellar's my number one and Contact number two, but for you, Contact is number one. And what it reminds me of is the main character Ellie in Contact
Mm-hmm.
and her use of the radio. Do
Yeah,
you remember
absolutely.
it starts with her as a kid, like reaching out, just trying to find people on the other end of the radio signal.
Mm-hmm.
But then when her dad passes,
Then she's kind of uses
trying
the
to reach
radio to
him.
try to reach him, and then it's
The,
almost like she dedicates her whole life to trying to find a way to reach him. Even though she knows that physically she can't, but still, it's sort of like her drive and her motivation.
which,
You know,
yeah, it
yeah,
develops a character. And I thought of that when Jess is on the radio and she's like, this is 6EQ UJ5 broadcasting at 105.8 megahertz. It's just like,
yeah.
wow. I mean,
That's oddly
it's a
specific, and I mean, you
powerful
have
sentence right
memorized
there. It's
those.
just, Captain's log.
Ca-
Come on. I'm still blonde.
like right, and it's like,
But to hear that, the way it affected me when I heard her saying that, you can hear the desperation that Cindy is expressing, emoting.
right, absolutely, absolutely, and
Amazing.
it's one of those. It's one of those where that it'll be easier, where you can see the look on her face, you can see her expressions,
Hmm.
but here it's like you've got to convey that emotion. Oh, this desperation. Oh, you're running for your life, or you got to be able to emote that, with usable, and that is where she is where Cindy shines with Jess.
Yes, absolutely. And I want to give her a personal compliment. Some nerds and some non-nerds may hear this and be like, whatever, Star Wars, whatever. But we
Mm-hmm.
talked about this before. the way that David Prowse was able to emote inside the suit of Darth Vader in a hallway scene with his son, in Return of the Jedi,
Mm-hmm.
when him and Luke are talking, and then Luke is led away, and the way that David Prowse was able to emote without seeing his face or expression.
Right.
It wasn't even his voice; it was James Earl Jones.
But
But it was his physical emoting.
Yeah.
And Cindy did that with her voice without being able to see her. I don't even know that we have a physical description of the character, right? Like what color's her hair, or her eyes, or anything like. We don't know that.
No, we really don't. I mean, the only thing we know.
It doesn't matter, though.
No.
It doesn't matter.
Said no. The only thing that we can only kind of guess is that there's a poster, and that we can only guess that's who Jess. That's her. But then again, doesn't really matter because it doesn't, because I mean Cindy's voice, and she emotes everything just so much to where you can feel it. You feel the desperation, you feel the anger, you feel the hurt, you feel the
loneliness,
the loneliness,
the desperation for connection.
Yeah, you feel all that.
Yeah.
And so
yeah, it's intense.
Absolutely. But such a great story. And then throughout of them just surviving, she happens up on Tony, and they start talking
over the radio.
Here's the voice over the radio. They start talking.
Something before we get into that, I wanted to talk about just some of the sound effects in post-production. I mean, like everything from the footsteps in the sand.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to get too much into spoilers, but like the opening scene where the vagrant wanders into the graveyard she's attending.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The sound of the stone cracking when the vagrant kicks over the headstone.
Yeah.
The gunshots. The wind blowing. I mean,
yeah, and again, and it's just the little subtleties like that, because like again, when we first heard it, it was just some sound effects, but it was just all dialogue.
And we have to thank Scott Peacock for that, who is a sound director and also a creator of the original score. So Scott Peacock, awesome. Thank you.
Amazing job.
Fantastic.
Loved
Draws
it.
you in.
Oh my God.
So viscerally.
Oh yeah. Because the crazy thing is that it could happen like at any point, any time. And when mentioning that with Steve, he said he specifically wrote it like that to where it could happen at any moment, any time.
It only hits harder that we live in a time period right now where there's kind of like this upheaval going on around the world.
Mm-hmm. And
we're all wondering, am I going to be the one on some broken down Motorola or ham radio?
Is that right?
In a month or 6 months from now, trying to find a voice in the darkness?
Yeah.
And as a parent, somebody with children, Emily is Jess's child. Jess looking for her child.
Right.
Trying to find her daughter out here in this emptiness.
Yeah.
But it's filled with the static, the noise of static.
And it's just static, and then all of a sudden you hear a voice. And they make that bond and make that connection. And it just from there, you see, yeah, there's a lot of sci-fi elements into it, but one really good overlooked kind of element within sci-fi are like, the romances in sci-fi.
A human connection.
Yeah. Just like the kind of, like with When you mention, funny, oddly enough, Walking Dead. Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's post-apocalyptic. There's zombies around. Yeah, the zombies it's scary and they're looming and everything like that. But the main the main thing in the whole story of The Walking Dead are the connections with people.
Right.
The
And even
people
the
that you're.
biggest threat in The Walking Dead is not the dead themselves.
Yeah, it's the
It's
people.
other people.
Right, it's other
It's
people.
the living.
Right, and
And that was one of the most poignant things that Rick said first in the comics and then also in the show. He said that, essentially stating, the dead are not the problem. We are the Walking Dead.
right.
Our world is dead. We're the zombies, even though zombies is, they don't have that paradigm in their universe. They don't have
Mhm.
zombie movies. They didn't have George Romero. They didn't have any of that stuff. But so that's why they call them walkers and what have you. But
Right. 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 But and again, that's one of those things in which, yeah, it's kind of one of those overlooked elements, or at least I think it's overlooked in some sci-fi. It's that connection, that just that connection that you have with someone, or with a group of people, or just anyone, any droid or Wookiee, or Tribble,
and
whatever it
this
is.
is why normally we usually review Star Trek and often talk about Star Wars a lot as well, because those two franchises both focus very heavily on the human element,
Yeah,
not just
not just
stuff blowing up in space.
right, not just flying through space, or the laser battles, or the sword fight. No, it's the
I had way
connections.
too deep of a conversation with Gemini AI the other night about the series finale of Star Trek: The Next Generation,
Okay.
and the human element involved in all good things. So
Hmm.
yeah, I mean that's why we do what we do. This is everyone's just like, oh, nerds. They like spaceships and robots and explosions. No, we're deeper than that.
Yeah.
We're deeper than that.
I mean, come
And
on.
this audio drama
Yeah.
reinforces that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And again, it's try my best, try not to spoil it for anyone.
I know, right?
You know. But yeah, it's that connection that they find, because here's Tony out here thinking that he and his buddies are the last ones on Earth. No one else, is just them. And
He's almost broadcasting, so he's like this space DJ, for lack of a better term.
yeah, so
Broadcasting what Jess refers to as the moldy oldies.
right, it's just simply
And
because it's like the music that
to
he listened
cling
to,
to
he
some
just listened to.
humanity.
Yeah,
To cling to some humanity. He doesn't know if anyone's listening.
he doesn't. So he just one day just figures, like, you know what? I just want to listen to some music. And you know what? I'll just broadcast it. If somebody happens to hear it, then they just happen to hear it. But I think to him, it wasn't really like he was intending on trying to reach somebody, but it was just him trying to recapture some sense of normalcy, and some sense of normalcy is music. And so bored, so I mean, hey, might as well just fire.
I think I can speak for you when I say this, that I think you and I do the same thing here. We do this show to cling to some normalcy in a world that's vastly different than one we knew just 5 or 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Every day we
Yeah.
wake up, we read the news, we're like, oh my God, this is horrible, that's horrible, things horrible thing. And we're not a news show. I'm not going to break down everything. Go read Google News or HuffPost or CNN or whatever it is,
Right.
NPR, wherever you get your news. But I need to wake up and feel some hope. And that's something about this particular show that I think, I mean, especially with the soundtrack, I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
mysterious. It's certainly sci-fi.
Oh
It's
yeah.
also spooky, but it's hopeful. Even in its
Mm-hmm.
desperation, it's hopeful. Scott, Jess is so alone. She's so alone.
And see,
Her
and
family is gone. You have flashbacks to her father, to her husband, to her daughter who is lost after, she gets wounded. We won't say how. You can
yeah.
download the show for that.
And the
Um,
soundtrack reflects all of that. Like
all of it.
you feel all of that emotion. Like you feel, when Jess is desperate to find Emily. The music, it reinforces, and you feel that. You get that. Oh my God, where is Emily? What happened to her? I need to know. Like I need to know. Like,
Yes.
I don't give a fuck if Jess knows. I need to know. You know, you know what I mean?
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why we are not sponsored. Because we are unfiltered. But whatever. We don't give a fuck.
So we'll.
We do what we do.
So, yeah, I mean, we may be unfiltered, but we're professionals. Damn it, and that's
We're
how we do.
professional, damn it. Nick
And,
Tate, sir, not
said,
only is the father, but the narrator.
and Nick Tate,
Sir.
you sir, the way you narrate the story, I need you to narrate my life.
Exactly right. Make it
As
sound so much cooler
and
than
here's
it
the
really
thing,
is.
and my life would sound so much cooler if he narrated it. Like, as Gilbert woke up this morning, he petted his dog and then went to the bathroom. As he finished peeing, he then went for a wake and bake. After that was done, he poured his first cup of coffee. I mean, that just makes my life sound so much cooler than just, yeah, I woke up, I took a piss, and then had a wake and bake and had a cup of coffee. No, man.
Right. And never as pathetic. Like, wretched, far from her home, woke up depressed on a Saturday morning. Took a shot.
Right. And as
As opposed
Gretchen.
to that depressed alcoholic tranny.
Said, as, you know.
And I know that word offends some people, but as a trans woman, it's my word. Just like the N word has been taken back by people of
Mhm.
color. That's my word. And I will use it in reference to myself if I want to. And whatever.
Because she's an adult, damn it.
And I won't let someone else use it as a weapon against me.
Right. And she's a grown ass woman. Do what the fuck she wants to do. Period.
That's right. That's right. That's absolutely right. But yeah, I mean, the parallel here again that I really find interesting. I mean, I think you and I know each other better than Jess and Tony, but it's a similar concept. We're two voices
Yeah.
separated by great distances, talking to each other, finding comfort in each other, talking
Mhm.
about things that we enjoy. And I gotta give a shout out. So essentially, again, we're trying to be spoiler free, but Jess searches this radio station every day, and she finds Tony on the radio. He's some
Some
space space
far
DJ
away
far
dude.
away, playing
So,
music. I mean, some of the throwbacks, the references to the music that he plays. He brought up Roy Orbison. and
Mm-hmm.
Tom Petty, which I thought was funny because in Star Trek First Contact, Ooby Dooby is prominent in that show, in that movie. Written and produced by and performed by Ray Orbison. Pink Floyd, Bruce Springsteen, the Traveling Wilburys, which Tom Petty and Orbison were involved in. I mean, all of these great
All these great,
references.
references and again, just even with the music that Tony plays over the radio, I mean, it's one of those where you get the nostalgia, you get the whole nostalgia effect from it, Like I
Especially
mean,
when Jess asks him about any past relationships and what does he do? He references Hank Sr. All
my
my exes
exes
live
live
in
in Texas,
Texas.
I mean that's again that's one of those things. Just like that's just a normal everyday person, and
And how two nerds talk
and
to
how
each
they
other.
bond. They
And
bonded over music.
she's
So
talking even about her loneliness, and he's like, "So you're in your fortress of solitude."
so
Superman reference,
right,
like
exactly. So and again, and that's one of those things where the slight nerdy reference, but that's the one where everybody would know. So and so again, that was one of those things with Jess. That was like ah ha ha. I see what you did there.
aha. And they had great chemistry.
And oh yeah,
Not just
not just the lines that
Cindy
were
and
written.
Anthony, but Tony and Jess.
Yeah.
Their chemistry, the way they connect, they're kind of like their first date and stuff like that. It's all over the
Hmm.
radio. There's no physical contact.
Yeah, it's just two people just chit chatting that just happen to find each other. Just one random day.
One random day.
Just one random day. So yeah, they just kind of form this bond and this connection and just, and it just kind of helps them get through the shit that's just happening around them, in which you can find out for $8 on Audio Brary.
Yeah, you can find it there. Absolutely. Because it's
Because link is in the bio.
link is in the bio. Link in bio. TikTok shop.
Link in the bio. No, but I do have the link added to under the description here, so if anybody can go and check it out. Look, and again, $8 to buy it, $3 to rent it. But you know what? You're gonna want to buy it. I guarantee you are going to want to buy it because it is fucking amazing.
And you're also going to want to like Gilbert and I want volume 2.
Steve, we need volume
I'm
2.
already like, oh, come on. Just
Like
Steve.
I was pissed off. I was pissed off because
Steve,
it
I
ended.
have a desperate request. Do not, please, please, do not pull a George R. Martin.
Don't do that, man.
Do,
Don't
don't do that.
don't do
get
that.
me invested in a series of books and then like get to the 6th of the 7th book and be like, yeah, well, if I die before I finish it, whatever.
Said don't do
No,
that. Don't do that.
don't do.
Don't do
Please
that. Don't do that, Steve. Don't do that.
No, don't.
Don't do that, man. Don't.
And I
'Cause-
want to throw this out there too. Nick Tate had, in my opinion, the best quote in the first volume. It's a flashback, Jess talking to her dad, and he says, 3 wars, 10 bullets. I'll be as paranoid as I like. Brilliant writing.
that's the best. That's the best line. That is the best.
Brilliant
line.
writing. I'm paranoid already, and I have not been in any wars. I've never taken any bullets. I'll still be
Same,
as paranoid as I was.
same here. I'll be as paranoid as I want to be.
But that was awesome, fantastic writing. Props, Steve.
And again, I need Nick Tate to narrate my life. I just need
Yes.
to just. As Gilbert got into his Jeep, he turned the key, and as the engine cranked up, he checked into his rearview mirror and placed it into reverse.
I had the same thing because, like, it's either Gretchen got into her beat up hoopty and went to the convenience store, or Gretchen
So Gretchen
climbed
entered
into her terrestrial vehicle with front right damage from that one time she bounced off a tank, aka someone's like Tahoe or something, whatever.
It's like, God damn, Gretchen's badass. She fuck with a tank. God damn it, she fucking lived too. God damn, Gretchen's badass. She fuck with a tank, yo.
And I was just coming back from McDonald's. And only Nick Tate could make it sound cool.
And only Nick Tate can make it sound amazing. And as she overturned the key, the engine roared with power. As she,
I was going to switch over to a moody,
a little more effective environment.
art
is where-
direction by Eric Chu. I believe that he created these images, which I stole from the internet. So I didn't
See.
make it. It's not some random pre-bought image.
Hell? What the hell going on? My dog is going crazy. The
Oh,
hell?
mine's sitting right over here staring at me like, what are you doing? Like, human stuff, don't worry. All right?
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. It's a
Canine equation.
goddamn FedEx.
Is that what it was? FedEx delivery?
You think? Like, you would think that there would be an actual tank rolling up in here.
It wasn't Gretchen.
It wasn't Gretchen.
Tank killer. Pulling up in front of Gilbert's house. It was, in fact,
An actual.
delivery man.
Oh, god damn.
But yeah, another special shout out I wanted to give again was to Anthony Montgomery. I knew your voice the minute I heard it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But
Same.
you had an amazing ability to pull me out of your. I haven't seen you in anything else other than Star Trek. But you had an amazing ability to separate that character from my mind and create Tony.
Yeah.
And that is
Absolutely.
just props to you and you being a master of your craft.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Even Dominic Keating, I heard his voice, him and Colin Trenier as the friends as they're beating Tony's ass.
Right. It's like I knew Connor Trenier. Instantly I knew Dominic Keating. But and again, and they were so good. And even though I know that this is Trip, I know that it's Trip. It's it's no. That's how good it was at separating, this one character, Trip, from this other character, the friend number one. I forget his name.
Colin Murray was the character played by Dominic Keating, and Connor Trinneer played
Right.
Jim Golding.
Jim, go. Yeah. So, and you see here, and you know,
And there
like
was a
as a fan,
third
you
voice
know
in the
that
background, but
there's a
I'm
two.
not going to mention that. There is a third person there who I'm sure will be revealed in, say, Volume 2. Right, Steve? Right?
Steve,
Right?
Steve, Steve, Steve,
We won't go there. We won't go there.
Steve. You need
We want you to buy this,
so
not just we are okay. Disclaimer: Gilbert and I are not paid promoters of this show.
we are not. We wish we were.
It'd be nice. I
It'd
mean,
be
but
nice, you know.
Steve has not offered us anything, and we have not asked for anything.
So no, we are just two fans that are just nerds, and we love nerd shit. And this is right up our alley, and we love it. And quite honestly, if you are a fan of the post-apocalyptic stuff, like say the Mad Max movies, and you love this, like the sci-fi Star Trek and the Star Wars and Dune and all shit like that. Yeah, you're gonna love Helios. I promise you, you will love Helios.
Yeah, and we're talking to you as fans, not as paid promoters. And by the way, I do want to give a special shout out just because Tom McLaren is one of our friends. He is in starring in Ralph's Perfect Christmas, perfect with a K, not a C.
Mm-hmm.
It was released in 2024, at least according to IMDb. I haven't seen it yet. I don't know if it's streaming somewhere. Tom, if you see this podcast, want to let us know. I would love to see that movie. I know you talked about it. It was originally called Mr. Christmas, became
Mm-hmm.
Ralph's Perfect Christmas, but we were both excited to see it. So I don't have a lot of information on that. I'll have to dig into it a little further. But yeah, Tom McLaren of Lost in Space from Netflix and Ralph's Perfect Christmas. So I want to see
Mm-hmm.
that movie because he seemed very impassioned about it, and
Yeah, so
I'm here for it. So
I definitely want
especially
to see it.
it's a dark comedy, so that's right up my alley.
So I love dark comedies. So yeah, absolutely. I need to see. So I want to check and see if it is out streaming. You know what?
Yeah, I'm kind of peeking around. Everything
Let's see
takes
if
me
it
back
is.
to Facebook. I nuked my Facebook a few months back, so don't have Facebook anymore.
Oh my gosh.
The teaser was released in October of last year.
Uh,
Oh, he's over on X. I have a troll account there. I don't follow anybody seriously. I follow nobody actually. I just
uh,
go on conservative accounts and be derogatory.
let's see.
That's me.
See, I'm on the IMDb. I'm on IMDb, but nothing else yet.
IMDb lists it in post production.
Yeah.
So hey, Tom,
Hmm.
yeah, if you see this, let us know. We're anxious to see it. We just don't need any special favors. We just want to know when we can see it. So
So yeah, definitely.
the only special
Mhm.
favor that I want is, hey, Paramount, ad
So-
free access to ad free plus.
I mean,
That's all.
you can afford it.
For $26.
I mean, you're a $1 billion company. Like, I mean, you can. It's $30. $30. That's $30. I mean, what is that to a $1 billion company? I mean, come on. It's $30. You know what I mean? And per year. How much is that per year? 360? I know it's more than that. It's got to be more than that.
I'm
3,600.
shelling out that. I'm shelling out that, and I'm just poor white trash.
So I mean, come on, Paramount. Come on, Paramount. You're a $1 billion company. You can afford $30. You can afford $30 a month. For 12 months times $30, that's $360. You can afford $360 a year. Come on, come on. We're just trying to watch Star Trek commercial free, dog. That's all.
That's all. That's all. But I don't want to detract from the conversation, which is, and even if we have nothing much more to add to it without just blatantly storyline.
Yeah. But essentially, the whole story is the connection between Jess and Tony, and just figuring out A, what the hell happened to society, B, where the hell is Jess's family, C, where the hell is Tony friends, and
D, who is Tony,
D, who is Tony to begin with.
We get some insight. I do like we get a little perspective from his side of the story, but not as much as I would have liked. And hopefully the whole cast comes back again. Cindy Dolence. It's not Dolink. It's Dolinch or Dolence. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, girl. As Jessica Flood, Anthony Montgomery as Tony Miles, Nick Tate as father/narrator, Dominic Keating as Colin Murray, Connor Черnier as Jim Golding, Tom McLaren, our friend, as Tom Flood, aka Jessica's husband, and the only cast member I wasn't familiar with, Tori Griffith as Emily Flood, Jess and Tom's daughter.
Well, must be. Not sure if she's new or maybe just not anything we just haven't seen.
Yeah, she's appeared. This is according to RogueMoonProductions.com in the credits section. Has appeared in films including Wake Up, Super Volcano, 20.0, Megaquake, Secrets in the Building, Ice Storm, and Lion Girl, along with numerous short films including Glass Darkly and Animo Proxy, and television appearances including the IFC web series The Fergusons. She is also a singer and was featured in a Nickelodeon promo for the movie Annie. So that's like her official bio from Rogue Moon Productions. Read to you by me. Yay.
Yay.
But you did fantastic.
All right,
cool. In the lines that you had and the role that you played, Tori, was fantastic.
Yeah, she was great. Of course, Tom and his dad, he was great. Connor was great. The Cindy Dolink?
I think it's Dolence or Dolench. I'm not sure. It's not Dolink.
Dolink?
Because I did hear it listed on. I was listening to something. It might have been the credits.
And maybe Cindy Dolence, I guess. And
don't feel bad, yeah? Cindy.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I pronounce my last name all the time anyway. So.
I'm sorry.
This guy over here, he's Bob Smith over here. Like nobody mispronounces his name.
Come up to the show. We'll talk about Helios. You can tell us how to pronounce your name, and I can promise you, and I guarantee you, I will get it right every single time.
Every single time after. If you come on the show. No, we're kidding. We're not blackmailing you.
So not I'm not officially blackmailing. I mean,
like you could say no.
You could say no. I mean, and okay. I mean, there's the only thing we can do is just say, all right, then.
All right, fine. But I mean, to have so many other Star Trek alum. I mean, Montgomery and Keating and Trenier, yes, but Nick Tate is a Star Trek alum from at
Right?
least TNG and DS9, I think. X Files.
DS9.
Let me check. Is that
Oh yeah,
also
he is
Farscape?
Farscape.
He was in
Yeah,
Lost. Oh
and
my
Long.
God, I totally forgot, and that's my comfort series.
Oh,
I told, I cannot believe I
solid.
overlooked that.
See, Sons and Daughters, Dolphin Cave, Open House, East of Everything, other science fiction genre roles, Star Trek Next Gen, Deep Space Nine, X Files, Farscape, and Lost. Love Farscape. Love
Yeah, and he's a
Lost.
voiceover actor that's done animation, video games, movie
Mm-hmm.
trailers. I mean, all kinds of stuff. So, and when he starts speaking in episode 1 of Helios, it just grabs you and draws you right in. Like,
Right? And it's like you need to listen to him. You need to hear what he says.
yeah,
You know, and so Nick Tate, I need you to
Th-
narrate my life.
this is one of those series that you know, known or not known fact. I like white noise when I'm going to bed. Or background noise, and I would say white noise because there's like now we've got brown noise, green noise, all these different noises with different colors. I don't know. I like background noise. Psychologists calling it going back to the womb. In fact, like with
Mm-hmm.
my first child, we had this teddy bear that if you pushed a button, it would make a heartbeat sound.
Okay.
So like the baby would
Mm.
think like it's back in the womb. You can hear the heartbeat of the mother and stuff like that. You know,
All right.
for most of us, it includes turning on a fan when we sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to a 12-hour repeat video of Darth Vader breathing. That's my white
Mm-hmm.
noise. Even though Darth Vader is not white, I stand by that forever. And Luke is a biracial child. But anyway, that's beside the point. I could listen to this. And
Yeah.
and Steve, another thing. I looked this morning. I'm going to need the Helios soundtrack on Spotify or Apple Music or
See, yeah.
something, so I can
Gonna
just listen to the music. That's great.
gonna need something. Yeah. Gonna need something. Come on, Steve. 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 You cannot put something out this amazing and not have a follow up with your original score soundtrack. You cannot do
Where's
that,
the
Steve.
merch? I need T-shirts to wear, and you don't have to send them to me. I'll buy them. Like, where's my? I need to buy a Helios T-shirt to wear under my. I'm wearing overalls today in honor of Jess. I need like a Helios T-shirt to wear underneath my overalls.
Come on, man. Do we
He's one
do?
of my favorite science
Said,
fiction characters now. I mean, like,
said do we
I'm
do we
gonna,
need to have you back on the show? Come on, man. You can go back on the
I,
show.
I am going to state probably a sci-fi bad take. I don't know if it's a bad take or alternate view or something.
Okay.
Jessica Flood is one of my favorite science fiction heroines over Jadzia Dax.
Ooh,
Um,
that's a bold
she is
stance.
definitely on level with Ellen Ripley.
It's a bold stance.
Yeah, I love this character, so I need. That's why I'm like now I'm gonna like wear my overalls every day. Like, who are you supposed to be? I'm like, I'm Jessica Flood, bitch. Like, who's that? I'm like, well, go to audiobrary.com and you will find out. Again, we
Oh,
are
but
not paid
yes,
promoters.
we are not paid for this. We are just two nerds that love this whole production. You know,
I've never
send
before been given access to something like this before. And I'll admit to being
Mhm.
skeptical. in the beginning. I'm a skeptical person. I'm a trans woman living in the United States in 2025. Everything I'm skeptical of everything. I'm suspect of everything. And my expectations were not just met, they were blown out of the water.
Same here. And really?
Are we having doggy problems again? Well,
I will
we're
have to
just
take
after the first hour. Do you want to take care of your doggy real quick
Said,
before we jump into the next segment?
Let me go take a quick 20-second break so I can.
All right, you do that. You do that. I'll hold the show down.
All right, I'll be right back. In the meanwhile, here's a graphic of me.
Yes, that is in fact a graphic of him. Gilbert is not a real person. I built him in a laboratory. He's just a robot that looks like a human, interacts like a human. It's programmed with responses, kind of like, Chat GPT. He's my physical embodiment of Chat GPT. I'm kidding. He's not. He's a good friend. And I'll just say this while we're waiting for Gilbert to come back, Steve, if you want, I have a wide voice range. A line or two, maybe. I'm kidding. You don't have to do that. I'm only kind of kidding. Well, sort of, maybe, but definitely not. But hey, whatever. I don't know what I would do with that other than just say like, hey, I was in this like sci-fi show once and use those props. But no, whatever. Actually, what we want, Steve, is for you to come back on the show and just talk about it. Because I know you're especially proud of it. If we're as excited about this as you are proud of it, I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's a pretty fantastic production. You apparently spared no expense. And I don't know, we love it. It's amazing. Everyone involved. And I think I said this to you in an email. In a world where with technology, computers, YouTube, all that stuff, TikTok, those sort of things, where anyone with a sliver of motivation can create anything. And there's so many things being created, and we're trying to sort through the noise and find the stuff that's compelling and interesting and well thought out. To have something like this be given to us. And yet, I didn't have to buy it. I'd already heard it. But I was happy, to pay for it. And the final production was absolutely fantastic. Gilbert's taking care of his dog, but we're both in agreement, from text messages between the two of us, phone calls, what have you. When no one's listening, when we're not on the show and not performing and not doing the things that we do to make the rules of Nerdquisition what it is, know that behind the scenes, when the two of us are talking about this production, we're very, very involved in it, very, very excited about it, and as passionate about it as you are. So please, Steve, when you get some time, I know you're a busy man, come back, talk to us about it. Brag about it. You have every fucking right.
Please do.
I did this.
Because so far you've got $16 out of rules and requisition.
Yeah, I mean, I can't buy it twice. I actually checked. Not that I would have, I mean, I don't know why I would. I mean, I think the product sells itself. We just need to get the exposure for you.
Absolutely.
People just need to hear about it. Once they experience it.
And that's it. It's a wrap.
Maybe we'll get a movie. Live action, animated, I don't care. Something.
Maybe.
I would say animated almost, just so we can get the same voice talent.
Right. Right. And hey Steve, so you make us background characters, right? You know,
Right? Yeah, I mentioned that while you were gone. I'm like, hey, a line or two.
we can be, hey,
Can I be a
come on, man.
vagrant that makes a one liner and then gets shot or something? I can do that.
I mean, I do the same thing too, man. Give me one line and then, oh,
But needless to say, I assume that Volume 2 is going to be produced or is in production. I don't know where you're status wise where you're at, but I mean, we were left with a cliffhanger.
right. So we need to know.
Even the narrator said, "And the ongoing adventures of Helios." Or
And it's like, so
Nick
Steve,
Tate promised there'd be more.
Nick Tate said there'd be more. So Steve, where's volume 2, man? Where's volume 2? Nick Tate said there's going to be some more.
We do not go against the words of Nick Tate on this show.
Said no because, again, Nick Tate needs to narrate my everyday life.
Yeah.
It'd make my life sound interesting.
Yes.
I used to think it would be Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman would be great for the more dramatic parts of my life. Samuel Jackson would be better for the funnier parts of my life. But for the everyday stuff, Nick Tate, that's you, man. That's you.
But yeah, I mean, in summary, this is a fantastic production. Check out Helios on, you can go through roguemoonproductions.com. It's in our YouTube chat right now, or audiobrary.com. The link is in our description of this particular video. Production-wise, the sound, effects, and music, perfect. Voice, cast, and narration, perfect. The story, plot, and writing, perfect. The emotion, the feelings, the imagination, perfect. Character, depth, and detail, perfect. The goal, the investment, drawing us in, perfect. I can say without a doubt, I give this production 10 out of 10. Double Vulcan salutes, whatever it is we do, however we rate things or decide to. This is one of my favorite sci-fi productions of all time. I don't say that lightly.
That she doesn't. I mean, she does not. Quite honestly, I can say 5 stars, 10 out of 10. Definitely recommend. Tell everybody you know. Tell everybody you don't know. Because quite honestly, this is such an amazing story. Just such a badass character. Tony, quite honestly, Tony's such a great dude. Steve, I need to know more what's going to happen between Tony and Jess. I need to know everything. What happens? Steve, you left me on a cliffhanger, Steve. I don't like this. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. So, Steve,
we do.
Please come on.
We love to hate that. Actually, we love to hate that we don't know. We love to hope that there will be more. We only hate to think that it would end now.
Right. And so usually fans is that when we're left on cliffhangers like this, we don't have anybody to complain to. We just complain and complain and complain. Steve, we know who to complain to.
We have your phone number.
We got your phone number, Steve. We got your email address. I mean, Steve.
I spoke to you this morning, in fact.
Steve, I mean, we're friends on Facebook, Steve. I mean, I could blow your Facebook up. I mean, Steve.
And these are empty threats. I hope
this is all empty threats. We're not going to do anything.
I hope that what we're conveying is our deepest gratitude.
Gratitude and love for
love of this series.
Yeah.
And faith in what you're creating here.
Because obviously, just how you said when you were on the show, this entire production is a labor of love. You can tell from the story, from the people involved, and now just listening to full production with music, the score, sound effects, voice, everything, and it's again
Yeah, and
5-star, 10 out of 10, everything. Yep.
While we're a little bit behind on uploads for audio on our Spotify account for the show,
It's my fault. Sorry. My fault.
and
My
mine
fault.
too.
Sorry.
Mine too. But we've got our YouTube channel here, and I think that's probably our primary outlet. But if you go to Spotify.com, Spotify podcasts, and look up the Rules of Nerdquisition, scroll back to season 1, and watch the episode titled "Labor of Love." That is the episode that Steve was on, in which we talked about this. So
that's
when we were first given access last year.
Yeah, last year. Yeah. and again, when we were given access to it, he was, finishing everything up. Recording voices, getting all production, everything all set up, and was in the market looking for a distributor. And so I already knew, and I'm sure, I'm 99% sure that you knew as well, that it wasn't going to be any problem. It was just going to be literally just a matter of time, because
it was a matter of time, and that time has passed, and now
we have
it. Now I have it here. I have the whole series saved on my phone, saved on my computer. I have it forever. And if there's never any more, I'll be sad. But I will always have this to fall back on.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And
it's amazing.
And right now, Steve, you've got 2 lifelong fans here.
Absolutely.
Because this show is amazing.
Your show, that is. Our show is mediocre, but hey, we're just 2 nerds talking about cool shit, things that we like. Speaking of which, we're going to move on here. We got about 35 minutes or so left in our show. Not entirely unknown to nerds in the know, but there is a sequel to one of the greatest sci-fi epics ever made.
On the way.
On the way.
And
Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money. That's actually not the title of it, though it should have been. But
it's like, it should have been The Search for More Money. Oh, God damn it.
They had a new title. Let's see.
Spaceballs
Where is
2.
it? I have to find it here. Yeah, because it was Yogurt that said, "God willing, we'll meet again in Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money." But they have an actual sequel title.
No, it's just Spaceballs 2. So, fingers crossed it will be The Search for More Money.
Now, it's the non-prequel, non-reboot sequel part 2, but with reboot elements franchise expansion film. That is the official title. Spaceballs 2, the non-prequel, non-reboot sequel part 2, but with reboot elements franchise expansion film. AKA The Search for More Money.
The Search for More Money.
Mel Brooks is back.
Yes. He is back.
He's back as Yogurt. And President Scroob.
Oh my God. So I started watching Spaceballs again earlier today just to get myself ready for Spaceballs 2. Even though it's saying it won't be till
27.
27. I don't care.
Heard, yeah.
I don't care. I just started watching it again and I'm laughing my ass off again because it didn't have any business being this goddamn funny.
you don't like Spaceballs, I don't have any hope for you
It did not have any business being this fucking funny.
as a person. Because we ain't found shit. Thank
Like,
you, Commander Tuvok.
absolutely. He said, and after decades, an illustrious career in sci-fi as Tuvok for over 7 seasons, and even guest appearances here and there throughout all the Trek diaspora. He said the one main thing he is always remembered for is we ain't found shit.
We ain't found shit. And then also coming back as Tuvok in the Picard series, but we've talked about this before too. One of the things I admire most about Mr. Tim Russ was that he had the option of taking some other jobs when he applied to be on Voyager.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't sure if he was going to get it. And he knew if he took these other jobs,
he wouldn't be able to do Voyager.
He couldn't do Voyager. And so it was give up these jobs and wait and see if I get it or not, or take the security of these jobs.
And
he waited.
And maybe and miss out. You know, but he waited.
He loved Star Trek. He loved Star Trek.
He loved Star Trek, and he waited, and a great thing for him, he waited. So we are now blessed with Commander Tuvok,
Admiral Tuvok now.
Admiral Tuvok, and all from we ain't found shit.
We ain't found shit. And that's such a huge contrast compared to, say, like Harrison Ford. Who, like, if you see him in public and you walk up and go, oh my God, I love doing Star Wars, he's just probably going to be a dick.
Yeah, more than likely.
Tim Russ, from what I understand, isn't like that. He embraces the fandom.
Yeah.
Whereas Harrison Ford
is like,
at what made him famous.
He's like, oh. So, oh, you like Indiana Jones? Oh. Oh, you like Han Solo? Oh.
Yeah, well, hey, Mr. Ford, I hate to break it to you. Han Solo, cool and suave as he was. He got shit on Luke. Leia, Chewie. Yoda. Vader. Palpatine.
You know.
Just saying. And are you mad because of that? Probably not, because you Scrooge McDuck and your swimming pool's full of money. But
of course, and I think he got the right role as fucking Red Hulk, Thunderbolt Ross.
I just watched that the other day. Finally saw Brave New World.
So yeah, I think they got the right person with Harrison Ford on that one.
Yeah, and it adds a whole new weight to Anthony Mackie's line. You should have taken the damn serum.
Right. And it's like, dude, you still can.
You can.
Like, dude, you still can. And I'm sure the U.S. won't give it to you. Hey, Wakanda got something. Wakanda can give you something.
I did like the connection, though, to the original The Incredible Hulk with Ed Norton. Special shout-outs to, Giancarlo Esposito. Mm-hmm. He is always amazing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Every role that he's in. Perfect villain. Carl Lumbly as Isaiah Bradley.
And
2 standout roles in that movie for me.
And here's the thing. Giancarlo Esposito's character is introduced was Sidewinder as part of the Serpent Society.
Yes.
Serpent Society snake themed villains, which is the symbol of things are coming. New things are coming in the future. We got Secret Wars coming up, Doomsday, which that's dumb as hell. Honestly, bring back Kang.
We'll have to see what we're gonna have to see what they do there. I'm not sure
I'm
about
not,
the whole next Avengers outing yet.
but I'm not okay with Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom. I'm not okay with that.
I mean, it's got to be an alternate universe version.
Yeah, but that's just a cheap way out. Because I mean,
It is
and
a cheap
everything
way
is going to
out.
be just
And
alternate version.
aren't we supposed to get Chris Evans back as Captain Hydra
I think so.
in Secret Wars? So we're gonna get
Hmm.
evil Captain America, basically. Like
Yep. Yep.
in comic books, it works. In the movies, this whole multiverse thing has gotten wacky.
Yeah, it's just getting just
Even Benedict
so just far
Cumberbatch
out.
said, well, I'm not going to be in these new movies because there's no part for me. End sentence. If I were
Hmm.
to continue that sentence, it would be, there's no part for me that I want to play. Like,
Right. I mean,
I don't know. I mean,
he.
I've said it before. I'm marveled out at this point. I'm watching them just to stay in the know. It's my job as a nerd podcaster to be in the know.
Yeah,
But I'm not super excited about
but you're not.
the future of Marvel.
But no, like same as me. It's like, yeah, I'm watching it because, again, that's my job. I've taken on this role.
Our job.
You
What
know.
we do here.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's like, Marvel, another Marvel, another TV show. Oh, another movie, another TV show, another TV show, another movie.
We got Ironheart coming. Thunderbolts is already out in theaters, but will be on Disney Plus next month. That's when I'll watch it. I'll wait till it comes out on Disney Plus. I don't.
Oh well, then
I haven't
shoot.
been to. The last movie I saw in theaters was Spider-Man: No Way Home. So when was that? 4 or 5 years ago.
Something like that. Yeah, I think it was like just before the pandemic. That's when it came out. But yeah, I thought.
It came out 2021.
Oh, okay, right at the height of it. So
Yeah, so
yeah,
and I know
it
that
is.
just because Rise of Skywalker was the film I saw in theaters before that one. That was 2019. So, and then I waited almost 2 years and then saw No Way Home, and then I have not been to a theater since.
Ah, well,
And that's an intense statement for me to make. I like the theater experience. I
yeah, me
like
too.
going. I like the popcorn, the candy, the sodas, the big room, and even though probably sounds better in my headphones than it does in theater audio, but
Yeah, but still, it's just the whole
it's an
experience
experience.
of yeah, the whole experience. And for me, it's always the smell of the popcorn.
Smell the popcorn. And to me, it's the same thing when my dad says something, and Happy Father's Day to you, 5 states away, it's 730 miles. When he would be like, when I was a kid, our dad would give us $1 and we would go to a movie, buy a comic
Mhm.
book, get popcorn, candy, a drink, and have 50 cents left over at the end of the day. Like, no, a buck won't even get you but a few kernels of popcorn, and they don't even have an equation for that.
Right?
Popcorn's like $12 for a small tub. Your medium drink, I'm sure you don't want to upgrade, 75 cents more. You can get a large for $15.
Except for just so how much is a small? $12. Well, for 75 cents, you can get a large. All right, let me get $12.75. All right, it's $18 is your total. God damn. God
You will
damn.
spend more on food than you will on the actual ticket,
Right?
which is insane.
And
And
that's
I say
even
that
going.
having seen, like, I remember I went and saw Wonder Woman by myself one night in my pajamas at like 1 in the morning back in I don't know what this was, 2016, 2017.
Yeah. Right? Okay.
And the theater had a bar. And I sat down in my pajamas at the bar, drinking for the movie, bought snacks and popcorn, all that stuff, and I still spent less than $20 on the entire experience. And that was only 7, 8 years ago.
Nice. Nice. That's like
Like
the theater in Myrtle Beach. That's it. The one here. It's
2017,
just
8 years.
it's nothing to it. It's just uh popcorn and like candy and that's it. The one in Myrtle Beach, no, it has a whole. It's like a whole complex type of thing where it's got the movie theaters on one side and the movie theaters on the other side. It's got like a food court, just like you're playing popcorn, stands and stuff like that. And so yeah, it's a whole big, thing. That one's a true fucking experience. Like they got like the recliners there, all that shit. It's amazing.
Yeah, like you hit the button. Like I remember, like when I was a kid, you had these tiny chairs. Like I went to see Return of the Jedi when it came out in theaters in 1983 with my parents, and we sat. The theater was inside the mall. You had Sears at one end and Lazarus at the other. Theater was in the middle. The line came out of the theater, went down to Sears, curled around, and went all the way back to Lazarus.
Mm-hmm.
We had these tiny little chairs. We were sitting like this the whole time. You can't move. I read the entire novelization for the movie that I bought at Walden Books before the movie in line while waiting for the movie. But now it's like you push a button, you can like lean back. You've got servers that come to you in the middle of the theater. Like you can order like burgers and full meals, chicken tenders. And
Right? It's like that.
wild experience.
It's like, damn. This is way different from the movies when I saw when I was a kid. It's a whole
very,
different
very
experience now.
It's very different. Very different. It would take something incredible to draw me back to the theaters again.
Yeah, because I was going to see Thunderbolts in the theater, but now it's like, if it's going to be out next month, why go?
My thought is that if I go to a theater, the next movie I will go see would be The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
That's probably
Yeah.
the next one I would actually go to a theater and see. And I haven't been to a theater here now that I've moved, relocated to the East Coast. So we'll see. Then again, I may just get lazy and like, oh, when's it come on Disney? Oh, next month? Yeah, I can wait.
Yeah, I mean,
And speaking of
I
Giancarlo
understand that.
Esposito as Moff
Gideon. Yep.
another great villain. Like I first met Esposito when he was serving fried chicken. I had no idea it was about to escalate the way that it did. He was the manager of a fried chicken fast food joint, and I was like, that escalated quickly.
So, oh well, he got
Okay then.
half of his face exploded off. Like he's
Right, and then Malcolm's dad is like, I am the danger. Like,
Say,
what
well-
the fuck is going on here?
said, well, goddamn, when did Malcolm in the Middle get so dark?
Dad got cancer, apparently.
When the dad got cancer, shit got real.
It went off the rails. But back to Spaceballs. As
But-
I was looking through the cast, I mean, obviously Bill Pullman's coming back.
Mhm.
His son Lewis Pullman is going to be in it.
Okay, all right.
We would be, and I would be, remiss to mention John Candy is no longer with us. So I don't know what they're going to do with Mog or Barf. Joan Collins,
Joan Collins,
not
another
with
one.
us anymore.
Yeah.
Dick Van Patten is no longer with us. But
Yep.
I was like, okay, we got Bill Pullman coming back as Lone Star. We got Mel Brooks, ancient as he is, coming back as both Scroob and Yogurt. I was like, is is Daphne Zuniga coming back? And yes, I'm
Oh,
happy to say
yeah.
she is. She is coming back as Princess Vespa.
Awesome.
Actually, but
Well,
if Dick
well,
Van
actually, at
Patten's
this
dead,
point,
wouldn't she be Queen
she'd have to
Vespa
be Queen Vespa.
and hit me King Lone Star?
Yeah, because his little pendant thing was like his royal birth certificate. So
Right.
yeah, so he would be. I don't know unless his society he's still a prince, then he'd still be Prince Lone Star. She'll still be Princess Vespa. But
Yep.
I'm going under this
George
assumption.
Weiner, who played Colonel Sanders, speaking of chicken, is still with us. So I hope to see him.
Oh, hopefully, I hope he comes back.
And as I said to
Mhm.
you in text before the show, Rick Moranis is coming back as Dark Helmet.
Yes, awesome.
That is fantastic, considering he left acting when his wife passed away, sadly. And I admire him.
So yeah,
He left. He's like, I've got to focus on family and raising my kids. And other than
Mhm.
like a Mint Mobile commercial he did with Ryan Reynolds
He
last
hasn't-
year,
yeah,
done
he hasn't
anything.
done anything. So
But
it's
he's coming
like,
back. Thank you, Mr. Moranis. Thank you.
so all right,
You make me
so
want to buy a Dark Helmet. Like I own a Darth Vader. Like I need a
So-
Dark Helmet now. Like I need to like come on the show like wearing it.
so what, like a
Flip it up,
gigantic? Yeah,
He's in this thing.
absolutely.
I
And-
here's some things I need to see. Okay, so John Hurt obviously cannot do his. He did a cameo
Yeah,
in
at the end of it.
Spaceballs,
So
a
yeah, he can't.
recreation of his. Hello, my honey. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime gal. The
Oh, the
alien thing.
chest burst in the alien. Yeah. So
But just
Yeah.
a wish list. Michael Winslow, I need to see you, sir,
so I hope he comes back.
just to make some
Oh.
goofy sound effects. I mean, of
I lost the
He's
bleeps. I
only
lost the sleep. I
66
lost the
too,
creep.
so-
So yeah, he should be able. Yeah, he should be able to come back.
and I mean, he's a Police Academy fame. Who didn't love him in Police Academy,
Right?
right? So yeah, that's my wish list. I mean, there's not really anybody else in the movie. I was just like, got to see it. But hey, if we got Jim Jackman back to be like as Major Asshole, like, oh well, he's still an asshole. I would not be
Yeah.
disappointed. I would not be disappointed. Now, fortunately, unfortunately, it was Dom DeLuise who portrayed Pizza the Hut. Now, Pizza the Hut, as we
Mhm.
all know, got trapped in his limo and ate
Ate him.
himself to death.
Right.
So we won't see him again. But just shout out to Dom DeLuise. My favorite portrayal of him outside of Cannonball Run was Jeremy the Crow from The Secret of Nim.
Oh, I didn't know that was him.
Barkley. Yeah, that was him.
Oh,
I love that movie. It's one of my two favorite animated films of all time. Don Bluth film.
nice. I love that movie.
I do love that movie. Do love that movie. And Don Bluth was also responsible for Dragon's Lair, the video game.
Oh, okay.
That was his animation. And Space Ace, it was not a sequel, but in the same series style of animation.
Oh yeah.
Quick time event games. Something flashes, hit the button. But yeah, so yeah, there's a lot of great things that we can see in these movies. I'm really super excited that they're finally doing a Spaceballs sequel. We've always wanted one for years as nerds. So,
Right. And so now we're finally getting one. So and so good news
please
on that
get it
one.
to us. Mel Brooks, who's in this movie, shout out to him. Sir, you are 98 years old.
Jesus Christ!
He will be 99 at the end of this month. So
He
happy early birthday, sir.
better hurry up and film, because by the
99.
time you better hurry up and film his scenes. 'Cause by the time you
And
think,
some people don't know this. Max Brooks, who wrote World War Z, is his son.
yes, and his son, like, I think World War Z. That's not the only one he's done, but it's his most popular one. I think he's done more.
Yeah, let's see here. World War Z, which actually spawned from his the original book, The Zombie Survival Guide. And then it went on to become World War Z, which he wrote, directed.
Yeah.
Devolution, Harlem Hellfighters. He's written a series of Minecraft books, Extinction Parade. He's got a
Hmm.
huge list of credits as an actor and director. So
Oh yeah, he's good. He's good. He's really good.
yeah,
So,
yeah. So maybe he'll get a cameo in Spaceballs too. Mel, make it happen. It's your kid,
of
man.
course, man. Of course, it's gonna
My
happen.
dad was a director, a writer and director and comedian of Mel Brooks's caliber, and didn't cast me at least as a cameo in one of his films.
Said I'd be mad.
Then maybe not so happy Father's Day to you, sir.
And I'd be like, you know what? Suck it, Dad.
Suck it. I'm on the Rules Nerdquisition. We got 22 subscribers. Kiss it.
So you can suck it. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
not a lot of sequels I look forward to, but this is one I'm looking forward to.
No, but I mean, it's a parody. It's irreverent. It's
Mhm.
like Hot Shots, like I love the movie Hot Shots. I also love Hot Shots Part 2. Like,
Right?
I mean,
You know, so that's that's another good one. I love that one.
yeah.
Hot Shots Part 2.
Part 2. Before Charlie Sheen went completely crazy.
So right?
But yeah, I'm
Oh
looking
my
at
god.
George Weiner's IMDb. I don't see Spaceballs 2 on there, but you never know. You never know. I'm pulling
Well,
for it. I want to
Oh,
see Colonel Sanders.
I hope. Hope we
Now
see
I also
Colonel
want some
Sanders
fried.
again.
Now I also want some fried chicken. I was going to get burgers after the show. I don't know. Maybe I'm going to get fried chicken now.
I don't know
It
yet.
won't be KFC though. Sorry to the actual formerly passed Colonel Sanders. I'm not buying their chicken. Even though I think it's hilarious that your Twitter account follows 7 Spice Girls and 5 guys named Herb, but
That in itself is funny.
that in itself is funny. It's just like weird herbs too. Like, who's that guy?
So
Herb
right?
Smith from Paducah, Kentucky.
It's like the Spice Girls and like 5 random guys named Herb.
Right. Or it's seven
seven-
guys named Herb and the
7
5
guys
Spice
named and
Girls,
there's 5 Spice
7
Girls.
herbs
Yeah.
and spices. 7 herbs, 5 spices, right. But anyway, it's funny.
I bet every guy that's named Herb is like, KFC is following me.
Like, what the fuck?
Like, there's 7 guys. It's just KFC is following me. The hell?
Wow.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I wasn't sure about Daphne Zuniga because I know that she got mercury poisoning a few years back. And I know she was on, was it Melrose Place? Briefly?
Maybe.
Which was like an adult version of 90210. It was, yeah, Melrose Place. Oh, now it's called Melrose Place Classic. So apparently there's a new one.
Melrose Place
Please,
class. I
please
guess
no.
so.
Please no.
I guess. Hmm. I'm not look. No, that no. Not looking forward to it.
Oh, oh, wait. Okay, so it was Melrose Place from 2009 to 2010, and then she returned to the role for Melrose Place Classic from 92 to 99. So it's not even something coming out now. It's like 26 years ago it ended. All right, I'm beaming out.
Hmm. Okay.
Personal transporter's not working. Must be a distortion field. Like, help me.
Right.
Anyway, we're looking forward
But
to this. One of
absolutely.
the sequels been waiting for. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be funny. So again, hope Mel Brooks. Hope he films all his scenes. Very soon
Stay alive.
while you're still alive. I know this sounds morbid, but the man is 98.
Will be soon to be 99 on the 28th of this month. That's
So let's just
crazy.
say the man is 99. He
Yeah.
needs to hurry up
And
and
my grandmother, my sole remaining grandparent, who's 96, has been in the hospital for about a week. Thought she was getting better, not really changed, but God, this woman is feisty. Like, I mean, she almost went home the other day after like a couple of elbow drops and a suplex and
right.
ripping out her eye. Like, she's like, I'm done. I'm going home. Fuck all y'all.
She's like, fuck this.
I'm done with this shit.
Like, fuck all this.
But yeah. So, on a somber note, I love you, Grandma. I know I haven't seen you in many years, but hope you're well. But you're an inspiration to me. If there was ever a woman tough as nails, you're the one I look to. Feisty ass bitch. Feisty.
Feisty. Love you,
And I
Grandma.
care, and I worry about my dad.
So,
Because,
from the rules from Nerdquisition, we love you, Grandma.
we love you, Grandma. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we're super excited about Spaceballs 2. Again, and I don't know how to say it without sounding like I'm like on a commercial or something. Go listen to Helios,
Like, just,
Rogue Moon Productions, Audiobrary.
you will not be disappointed. I promise you. You will not be disappointed.
$8. $8.
It's
Don't
just
don't make
$8.
me channel my inner paper boy. Right?
Just
I want my
$8.
$8. And it's not even my $8. It's Steve's $8. I want Steve's $8. Give Steve your $8.
And it's just
What was that about?
$8 to look, and it's just $8. It's not like how it was, in the 90s and the 80s and the 70s and the 60s, where $8 that was a lot. I mean, this is $8. It's $8. It's 2025, baby. It's only $8. What's $8?
$8.
That's
$8.
that, I mean,
That's it. $8.
that's like what? That ain't. In some places, you might get an 18 pack of eggs,
You
not,
can't even get
but not
you,
not a lot of
you
places.
can't even get a supersized meal from McDonald's for $8.
But see, you can get this audio production.
But you can get
And
this audio production.
you can get this audio production, and that shit is amazing.
Yeah, and you can keep it and consume it over and over again. Unlike a supersized meal from McDonald's.
Right?
You can only eat
'Cause
once.
you eat once and then
And it's gone.
it's gone.
Or you could go make ramen noodles and listen to Helios over and over and over again.
Yeah, you could do that. Or or you could listen to Helios while having a Big Mac.
A Big Mac, yeah.
You could do that too. Because again, it's only $8. It's only $8.
$8.
It's only $8. I mean,
Telling you. telling you, I will channel my inner paper boy from Better Off Dead. Steve wants his $8. But beyond that, he deserves your $8. So there's the whole
That's true.
cast.
That is true.
It's obviously being disseminated between all of them. So let's push this production. And we will continue to push it every show, even as next week we get back to Star Trek and our regularly scheduled nerd content.
And again, the star power behind it.
The unofficial sponsors, the unofficial, unpaid sponsors of Helios.
Right. And again, listen to the cast behind it, the star power behind it. You know, you got Dominic Keating, you got Connor Trenier, you got
Tate.
I mean, you got who else you got? You got Tom McLaren.
Shindy.
You got Cindy Dolich. I mean
Anthony
Montgomery.
Who I think Anthony Montgomery, if I can give a little shout out to you, a little suggestion, if I will, not that you'll ever hear this, but if you want to do a little podcast or just like as a DJ and just talk and play moldy oldies.
Said, sir.
I would listen to that.
Said, sir, you're welcome here.
You're welcome here. Mr. Keating, Mr. Trenier, Mr. Tate.
You're welcome here. You're welcome
Mr.
here.
Warnick, Mr. McLaren.
You're welcome / welcome back here.
Miss Griffith. All of you. All y'all.
I mean,
my inner redneck. All y'all.
Come
back now here.
All y'all come. I mean, hell,
y'all come here.
I mean, I can make the Zoom big enough for everybody to come in all at once. Pause.
Hey, jump on the show now if you want to.
Yeah, the entire.
We're
gonna have the entire Helios cast on this podcast.
That would be fantastic.
Mm-hmm. That. Let's make that a goal. We need to make that a goal. We're gonna have the entire Helios cast on here.
That would be amazing.
The entire cast.
It's a lofty goal, but we'll
so
set
we're
it
gonna.
as a goal.
That's gonna be a lofty goal, but I think we could do it. I think we could do it.
I think so. We'll talk to Steve. Anyway, I know that Steve wanted us to share the links with him for the show. We will do so he can pass it out to the cast and crew of the show. Just, if nothing else, everything else we've said, take it tongue-in-cheek, except for we love this show. It's a fantastic drama.
It is amazing. We love it. Definitely.
Superbly impressed in a world where everything is being created all the time by people who maybe shouldn't do stuff. I appreciate the effort, but the people that are making real gripping content like this is keep it up.
Please. Again, and this is something that quite honestly, it deserves to be shared, known. Everybody needs to see it. Everybody. You need to see this. You need to see it. You need to. It's not a question of, oh, can I, or oh, do I want? No. You need to see it.
Yeah, and I know that there are Star Trek nerds, there are Star Wars nerds. There's so many different variant levels of nerdism.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that should crisscross all boundaries.
Right, exactly. Like if you're a fan of Mad Max, Walking Dead, Star Wars, Star Trek,
Doctor Who, Farscape, Babylon 5.
If you're a fan of all of those, damn it, you're a fan of this. I mean, that's all I got to say.
That's it. And we could continue to heap praise on this production for forever. And we, again, like I said, next week we will continue to be the unofficial sponsors of Helios. We will return next week at our regular scheduled time. Same nerd channel, same nerd time. We will be reviewing 2 episodes of the original Star Trek, Private Little War, and Return to Tomorrow. So check us out then,
So,
and we will keep more Helios in your face. Other than that, I have nothing else to say. We're super excited about Spaceballs 2. Helios, 10 out of 10. Double thumbs up. Double Vulcan salute. Pump the fists in the air. Yes, perfect. Awesome. Cindy, Steve, Tom, Dominic, Colin.
please make your
all of
way.
you.
Please make your way to the show.
Corey.
5 star, 10 out of 10. Definitely recommend. 2 thumbs up. Definitely get it. So,
With that,
I'm not going to say my usual about the triples because we didn't talk about Star Trek, but I will say it's only $8, B. It's only $8.
$8, B.
It's only $8. $8 and 2 hours of the best 2 hours of your life.
Hey, maybe Steve, if you want to if you can't, I don't know if you can do this on Audioberry, add a promotion code for $1 off,
Yeah.
50 cents off. Rules and Nerdquisition. Use your code. Rules and Nerdquisition. I don't know.
So I mean,
throwing stuff out there.
just throw something out. Hit Tron 10 for 10% off. Just saying.
Right.
Just throwing it out there. No, but on that, I think we come to the end of the show, and yeah, 5 star, 10 out of 10. Definitely recommend. Love it, love it.
Please listen. Please listen.
So, yeah, I believe that will be to the end of the rules and requisition for this week. I was going to say I have a tiny terrorist here, but she's passed out. So
I need fried chicken.
you need chicken, and yeah, she's stirring up now. So I'm about to have a.
All right, we will see you all next week.
All right, we'll see you all next week, and it's only $8. Audioberry. Take care, everyone.